Fortnite just recently had an update, but you may have noticed that you've had to update your game again recently, and that's because Epic made a secret patch to fix some performance mode issues, and this actually had a huge impact on the game. I'm going to explain everything that you need to know. Before I get into that, we're only 30,000 subscribers away from 5 million, so if you're watching this and you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button because we're almost there. All right, let's jump into this video and explain what's going on in Fortnite. So when Epic released their patch on Tuesday, the one with the Mandalorian LTM, they made some updates to a setting called performance mode. If you guys don't know, performance mode was a mode that they just recently added that kind of turns down the graphics of Fortnite and is supposed to run the game in a lower graphics mode, but it's supposed to optimize your FPS. I made a video talking about it not too long ago, but recently there's been some problems with it and it has been causing crashing and hitching. So there was some stability issues. So yesterday on Friday, they actually released a patch to change the performance mode setting. And this change had a huge impact right before the FNCS qualifiers, which a lot of pro players are using performance mode. So this is going to have a big impact on the competitive scene. Performance mode is supposed to make your game run very smooth, even on low end PCs. But even players with like the greatest PCs are running it to really optimize their FPS and keep their frames up like 300 plus, especially when they're in end game and there's a bunch of builds going on and craziness. So a lot of pro players actually use this performance mode. And if you don't know, you can go into your Fortnite settings, graphic settings, scroll down, and you can swap to performance mode and then restart your match to check it out yourself. I initially did a review when it first came out and I made some pointers, and Epic has actually made some significant changes to performance mode since that video. But the update that recently broke it, they wanted to address some of the stability issues and they made some huge changes. So everything was going well initially. They made some changes to the way the builds look to make them more visible while still giving you the FPS boost. But with the Friday update, they downgraded the build mode quality even more, and now the graphics of performance mode kind of look the same as mobile graphics when it comes to builds. The downside is that on the mobile graphic builds, you actually can't see through the builds very easily. It's a lot more blocky, and the visual block that it applies makes it kind of impossible to use in a pro competitive setting. And most of these players would rather not play on mobile graphics. They want to dumb down the graphics, but they don't want to go all the way down to mobile graphics because then you limit the visual through the builds. So now pros are kind of scrambling and they're deciding if they're going to stick on performance mode or go back to DirectX 11 or 12. I personally play on DirectX 12 if you're wondering. And the reason why I haven't played on performance mode since that video is very simple. You know, I make a lot of YouTube videos. I am a content creator, so I want my videos to look good, and I know performance mode really turns down the graphics, and it's not necessarily worth it for me to get the extra FPS since I'm not competing and playing professional Fortnite all the time. Here's a side-by-side comparison, by the way, of the visuals. As you can see, this player is on the normal DirectX 11 or 12 mode. You can see the other player across the wall, and then the player who's playing on performance mode cannot see the player in the other box. It just completely blocks that vision, and that vision loss is too big of a thing to give up if you're a pro player or if you're playing competitively. Hopefully Epic can fix the stability issues and sort out the graphic settings as well before the FNCS starts. A lot of pros are outraged. You have professional players like Ronaldo, Saf, Shinken, Jarian all tweeting and posting about performance mode and how it is completely broken now right before the big tournaments are starting. This isn't the only change that Epic made to competitive that's having a big impact on the competitive scene and arena. They also adjusted the bounties and quest rewards. Bounties now give you 200 gold instead of 150, and 100 gold for a bounty that dies to another team instead of 75. They also upped some of the rewards for the quests, and this is having a huge impact on the way people are playing arena and competitive. Now, people are trying to farm up, quests and bounties even more than before to upgrade their weapons and to potentially buy exotics. Up until recently, we've rarely seen exotics being used in arena and in tournaments, but now with the 200 gold bounties and the extra gold that you get from the quests, we might actually see exotic weapons be used and sought after in tournaments and pro competitive gameplay. This is obviously going to have a big impact on the way the match is played out. Players will have higher tier weapons and access to things that could really impact the match. For example, the Storm Scout Sniper, there's only one of them in the game, and if a team was to get the Storm Scout, they'd be able to see where the next storm is going to be. And the Storm Scout was very powerful back when it existed, but back when it initially existed, there was multiple Storm Scouts on the map, and now there's only one that you can potentially purchase even in arena. The thing about arena is you start with 0 gold, at least you did, but now you start with 50. So you already have a little bit of a start. You start with 50 every single time. You don't keep your gold from the previous matches. So it was initially really hard to buy the exotics and make some of those upgrades, but now Epic is making it a lot easier. So this is definitely going to change the way competitive Fortnite is played. Now a lot of pro players are changing their drop spots last minute so that they can drop and do quests and complete bounties to gain exotics and to upgrade their weapons. So it will be interesting to see how people change up their strategy moving forward. One more really important piece of competitive news. A lot of people recently got competitive Fortnite ban warnings for false starts. People were confused as to what that was about. What some people used to do is they used to play like NA East, NA West Cash Cup, and then Europe Cash Cup. They used to play multiple Cash Cups for the same tournament on the same day. Well, Epic made a change that you can only play in one of those tournaments, and people got warnings for that. And it was just a warning, but they did send it to a lot of people. And now if you get caught doing that again, it will be a competitive ban, most likely a week or 2 weeks. This isn't the only change that's happened with the patch. Epic also adjusted the way cars are driving on all terrains. This applies to pub modes as well. The cars are driving a lot slower and feel heavier, especially on the sand and on certain terrains. I don't know if this is intentional. This might be the fix for the car bug that, instantly killed you. But at the same time, this could also be them prepping for the car attachments that might be coming in the next season, which were leaked and talked about in a previous video. So this might be Epic kind of preparing for that attachment update to happen in the near future. Also, Epic changed the crossbow in Tuesday's patch. It's not in the actual game yet, but it is in the game files. The crossbow is coming back for Valentine's Day, and the change they made is they actually nerfed it. It's kind of weird because the crossbow was already very weak, but they nerfed the damage and the fire rate of it, which is confusing to me because like it was already a very hard weapon to use, and most people didn't even use it unless they were just using it for fun. There could be some more changes happening to the crossbow before it returns, but expect it to happen in a Valentine's Day patch sometime in the next week. Epic also nerfed Mandalorian's accuracy in his LTM. Apparently he was just beaming people left and right. I personally was victim to that as well. And they also released a creator bundle for the squatting dog. Big shout out to him. But for some reason his creator bundle was causing people to crash, so they had to remove it from the store, and it's eventually going to return once they fix that bug. Also, there's another collaboration happening with Fall Guys. Some Fortnite skins are actually going to be added to Fall Guys, and we might potentially see maybe a Fall Guys skin come to Fortnite. I mean, this would have been a lot cooler 6 months ago when Fall Guys was actually interesting and a lot of people were playing it. Speaking of collaborations, the creator of Friday Night at Freddy's denied there is a Fortnite collaboration, so we're most likely wrong about that guess. Let me know, guys, what you think about these updates, the competitive stuff. Be sure to like and subscribe, guys. We're almost at 5 million. Thank you guys so much for watching.